All right, we got to talk. We got to talk about buyer's remorse. And no, not the buyer. What sound is that?
The bell.
It's a different bell.
Uh-huh.
Not the buyer's remorse that Michael Bordenero was talking about. Well, technically, yes, but no. But the buyer's remorse when it comes to relationships and dating, partnerships, because this is a business, marriage and divorce. Yeah, the dreaded D word. But I got to tell you guys, warning, beware. If the word divorce scares you in conversation, then go ahead and just unsubscribe from my channel. If certain words trigger you to the point of which you can't handle a discussion, then I'm severely worried about you and how you're going to survive in this world by not being able to talk about certain things because you're afraid of a word. Maybe it's some form of superstition or something, but be that as it may, it's a word, okay? There are so many other words out there, so many terrible words. Get over it, okay? Now, buyer's remorse. Michael Bordenero, he mentioned that, and how so many people, so many homeowners now have buyer's remorse because they've paid too much for their homes, and or they had to rush into making a knee-jerk reaction and split-second decision to buy a house when they could because of the frenzy in the housing market and the demand and the limited supply and the premiums that were being commanded by these homes from, at the time, homeowners, sellers, and then we fast forward to home builders after we started getting some houses thrown up. And speaking of which, I found out today, shockingly, that I didn't expect this, but I understand how it works. I understand how it can happen. And like I said, it's all about business. Everything that you see, hear, feel, touch, taste, think about, dream about, worry about, care about, it's about business.
I was going to say, instead of saying, I found out today, the cool phrase is, I was today years old when I learned.
I was today years old when
I learned.
I was today years old when I learned that Gen Z ages like milk, and I was today years old when I found out that Mike Holmes is quite possibly a big old piece of shit.
No.
And it's business. It's business.
But I love Holmes on Holmes.
That's the whole point. He wants you to love him so that he can make money. Okay? He's not going to make money if you don't love him. And I sent you a link to the article. I want you to dive into it because it's sketch as hell.
Okay.
And I think 2 homes have already been demolished. They are less than 2 years old, and they were so far beyond repair they had to be demolished and rebuilt from the ground up, and a third is waiting on demolition up in Canada.
Well, my question is it Mike Holmes or is it his kids? Because they took over, the son and the daughter.
It's actually a little bit more complex than that.
Okay.
And you'll see when you
read the article.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's about business, right? And these homes being thrown up, that's going to be another sticking point for a lot of folks that haven't quite made it to the mainstream media yet, as these lawyers and attorneys are working on these cases. We listened to Steve Lato yesterday, and he was talking about a class action lawsuit and how they come about, and or some of these warranty claims and why. Here's the big problem. Some of these homeowners are going to get screwed royally, effed, bent over. Maybe if you're lucky, they'll spit on it, no lube. And I only said that intentionally because the last time I said it, somebody lost their mind over that. But some of these homeowners are about to get it. You know, they're going to feel it deep inside their loins because it's not the feeling you want, getting them cheeks clapped. No, your back gonna get blown out by the fact that you made the poor decisions. You rushed into this, and those folks that were running a business to make money took advantage of the situation. But the attorneys are they're no longer incentivized to take cases because they can't get their fees paid for by judges. And it's a complex and convoluted cycle that screws the consumer, it screws buyers, it screws people, and businesses win. okay? And when the businesses are done winning off of your loss, they become insolvent, so there's nothing to get out of them, and good luck trying to get them to remedy the situation. But this buyer's remorse is not just with homes in the wrong school district or the wrong neighborhood or crazy HOA or even a condo with a massive assessment and spikes in homeowners insurance premiums and all these problems that people are facing with the housing market. But at the same time, the buyer's remorse comes in and the divorce conversation is introduced. And if you watch the video I put up this morning, you may wonder, I wonder why the pastor was so much more concerned about his job and maintaining his role legally in the church, even though everybody wanted him out, than he was about cheating on his wife and impregnating his mistress, his side chick, and getting and you know, having a new baby mama.
Is it a pastor?
Yeah, ex-pastor, former pastor.
Okay.
Because it's about the money and it's about business. And the buyer's remorse is from the fact that people are now waking up and realizing that the things that they agreed to, the things that they bought, purchased, signed on the dotted line for, they're not happy with anymore. For instance, a cheating husband, a pastor lying to his congregation. And the big problem is that at the height of the housing market crisis, the unaffordability crisis, people were going into this in a business-like partnership agreement in order to afford a house. Maybe not married, maybe dating, maybe just friends, or whatever it may be. But when you have all of these coming to a head and realizing that you've overpaid for your home, or your home wasn't built correctly, or the person that you thought you wanted to marry, that you bought the house with because there was no way you could get married in time before buying the house, so you just got it and then you said you get married later because the housing market was unreal. You had to bring all cash to the table. You had to offer over asking. You had to waive contingencies, waive inspections, waive appraisal, waive everything. And now you have buyer's remorse. Maybe you want to break up. Maybe you want to split. Maybe you're not happy anymore, but you two are legally bound in this agreement on this purchase, this property, this asset or investment that is literally tearing you guys apart down to the ground, whittling down to a nub, wiping you out, and just completely destroying any possible amicable, reasonable relationship that could exist. And now everybody wants out. Everybody wants to sell. Everybody wants to toss, you know, throw their hands up, because this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not what I signed up for. This absolutely sucks. And now we have intense buyer's remorse, and we're going to have increased levels of divorce rates, higher distressed sales, as many people face liquidity nightmares and insolvency, destruction, personal financial ruin. And now we're going to start seeing some properties hitting the market, undervalued, short sale scenarios, foreclosures, and this is only the beginning, folks. The buyer's remorse is setting in the housing market, in the relationships and marriages and dating, in co-parenting, or however you want to describe these partnerships with some of these folks. But this is it, folks. I hate to say it. It's only going to get worse. This is just the beginning.